Does it ever feel like you're in a game, but you don't know the rules? Let's meet Maria. She's a single mother sitting at her kitchen table late at night with a stack of bills under a faint light. She works hard, often taking extra shifts, and saves what little she can. But every month, it feels like she's just treading water, with the shore getting further and further away. She can't shake the feeling that the system is rigged against her. Now imagine someone else. Let's call him Alex. He was born into a family that owned their home, held a collection of investments, and had an established business. His path seems clear, filled with chances Maria can only dream of for her kids. Why does it seem like Alex's world is operating under a completely different set of laws? Take a sip of coffee before we jump in. What if I told you it's not because he's luckier or works harder? The wealthy, whether they use the academic terms or not, understand a foundational influence that the system is built on. The French sociologist Bourdieu offered a strong lens to understand this. He identified different forms of influence, or capital. The one we're talking about today is what sociologists call economic capital. And once you understand it, you can finally start to see the hidden rules of the game. Let's look at these two worlds. Maria's world is a constant battle with cash flow. She earns a wage. That money comes in and it immediately goes out. Rent, utilities, groceries, getting around. Her income is active. It depends entirely on the hours she works. If she gets sick or her car breaks down, it's a full-blown crisis. There's no buffer. She's stuck in a cycle of earning just to spend, with almost nothing left over to build a foundation. Her financial life is about survival. This is the reality for millions of individuals. You work, you get compensated, you cover your bills. The goal is to make it to the next round of earnings. The idea of building wealth can feel like a fantasy, something for other folks. When you're living this way, you are trading your time directly for money. And there are only so many hours in a day. It's a finite game. Now let's look at Alex's world. It's not just that he has more money, it's that his money works differently. His family has assets. Their income isn't just from a job, it flows from the business his father owns, from dividends given by their stock collection, and from the rent collected on an apartment building they inherited. They aren't just trading time for money. Their money is making more money. While they sleep, while they're on vacation, their assets are working for them. This is the fundamental difference. Maria is involved in a game of addition and subtraction. Alex is involved in a game of multiplication. So what is this influence that separates these two worlds? This is what sociologists, following Bourdieu, call economic capital. Now, it's important to be clear, when a sociologist uses this term, they mean something very different from a banker. In finance, economic capital is the money a bank needs to hold to cover its risks. In sociology, it's much broader. It's all the financial resources that are immediately or directly convertible into money. And crucially, things that are institutionalized as ownership rights. Think of stocks, real estate, land, or ownership of a business. That word, institutionalized, is key. It means your ownership is legally recognized and guarded by the system. Let's go back to Maria and Alex. Maria gives money for rent. That money is gone forever. She has no claim to the place she lives in. Alex's family owns their home. They have a deed, a legal document that says, "This is ours." This institutionalized ownership right turns their house from just a place to live into a strong element of economic capital. It's a fortress that can shield their wealth, and it's a tool they can use. They can borrow against their home's equity to seize an opportunity, like investing in their business or funding a new venture. Maria has no such tool. She has no equity, no fortress, no leverage. She's exposed to the brutal realities of the market. This gets to the core of the idea. Having economic capital isn't just about being rich. It's about having command over legally guarded resources that you can use to create more resources. It's the difference between having a salary and owning the factory that covers the salaries. This is where the rich get richer. Economic capital isn't static, it's an engine. The wealthy use it in a continuous loop of accumulation, reinvesting their assets back into the market to generate more gain. When a recession hits, Maria might lose her job and face eviction. For Alex's family, a downturn is still scary. Their stock holdings might take a serious hit, but their other assets, like their rental buildings, can still offer a cash flow buffer, giving them the resilience to wait for the market to rebound. They have options. They have time. Economic capital buys them resilience. More than that, it buys them opportunity. If Alex's family sees a chance to launch a new tech startup, they have the capital ready to go. They can funnel money into the venture, scale it, and eventually create an even larger stream of income. They use their capital to generate more capital. This is how family fortunes are built and maintained across generations. They aren't just working for money. They are setting their capital to work. Their wealth isn't a finite number in a bank account. It's a dynamic force that actively seeks growth. They are involved in an infinite game where the goal isn't just to make it to the end of the month, but to continuously expand the asset base. If you're finding this valuable and starting to see the hidden rules, take a second to hit that subscribe button. We're going to keep breaking down this system piece by piece. Now here's the most influential element of this concept. Economic capital is the foundation, but its true influence lies in its ability to be converted into other, more subtle forms of influence. Bourdieu argued that economic capital is often the bedrock from which other forms of capital spring. With enough investment, money can be transformed. First, economic capital converts into cultural capital. Alex's family directs hundreds of thousands of dollars to send him to an Ivy League university. This isn't just buying an education, it's buying the status, the way of talking, the elite knowledge, and the credentials that mark him as belonging to a certain class. Maria saves for years to send her child to a community college, a noble effort that offers a cultural boost, but the scale is vastly different. Alex's family throws high-end galas, joins exclusive country clubs, and backs political campaigns. They aren't just using money. They are building an influential network of influential individuals. When Alex graduates, he gets a coveted intern role without compensation on Wall Street. He can afford to work for free for 6 months because his family's economic capital covers his rent in a major city. He's not just getting work experience, he's converting his family's cash into connections that will serve him for the rest of his life. Here's the really clever, and some would say insidious, element of the system. This conversion process can mask the true source of advantage. Alex's success will likely be seen as merit. Individuals will say he's brilliant and well-connected. But when you trace it all back, you find the cold, hard economic capital that funded the elite school and the intern role without compensation. It disguises advantage as individual achievement. Understanding this isn't meant to make you feel defeated. It's meant to give you strength. You can't engage in a game effectively if you don't know how it's scored. And for too long, most of us have been involved without knowing all the rules. The dominant story is work hard for your earnings. But there's another more influential rule in effect. Use assets to create more assets. For Maria, this knowledge is the first step. It shifts her outlook. Instead of only thinking about her next round of earnings, she can start thinking about her first dollar of true economic capital. Maybe it's a tiny emergency fund she squirrels away, a dollar that isn't for bills but for building a buffer. It's small, but it's a start. It's the first step in engaging in the game differently. So why do the rich get richer? It's not some big mystery. They own the engine of wealth creation. They hold what sociologists call economic capital, assets that are legally guarded and designed to grow. And they use that engine not only to accumulate more wealth, but to convert it into the education, networks, and status that solidify their position at the top. The system isn't rigged. It's operating on a set of foundations that most folks are never taught. But now you know the foundational rule. Economic capital is the visible engine of influence. It's quantifiable, it's influential, and it is the base upon which fortunes can be built. If this shifted your outlook, kindly share this video with someone who needs to see it. And make sure you're subscribed, because economic capital is just the first installment. It fuels the invisible gears of influence. In our next video, we'll break down the second form, cultural capital, and explore how what you know can be just as influential as what you own. You won't want to miss it. History rhymes. Power rebrands. Stay inquisitive.